Good. And my theme no break the yoke.
Now the theme for today's message is break the yoke.
Bubu kunyano.
Break the yoke.
I believe it's a story way a story. What
I believe this story is one which you may have heard before.
Stories bebre or Bible man ayana a challenge me pa.
There are so many stories in the Bible that challenges me so much.
But scripture way, story way, it challenges me seriously.
And one of such stories is this story.
I believe say men kasa nu baby obetimase di enti men kasa.
Now I believe that by the time I have preached to a certain point, you are going to understand the reason I have said so.
A challenge.
That it's challenging, it challenges me.
Yentie asemo Esau ebusa o papa.
Let's listen to what Esau asked his father.
O say, Papa, shiramen soso.
He said, Father, bless me too.
And ne papa Isaac say, in shirabia ni ho asa.
And his father Isaac said, there is no longer any blessing available.
And also papa, inti shirano ba kope ena wo awdiama Jacob ana.
And he went further to ask his father, is it the case that the only blessing you have is what you have given to Jacob your son?
Na yentie mea ne papa Isaac ekaye ne hwese yinshira.
And let us examine the words of his father Isaac to see whether these words were words of blessing.
Yentie twi ne nko a.
Let's listen to the tree version only.
Where Esau all power papa chose winshira no.
Now this was Esau pleading with his father for a blessing.
And papa said blessings and asa.
And his father said to him, there is no longer any blessing.
And all force papa say still winshira no.
And he forced the father with persuasively that bless me.
Ahona papa Isaac said, Sumji na diebe.
And his father Isaac answered and said to him, hear this is yours.
Asasia sradie enim. Ene de wosoro bosuo enwuso no.
Jina ho kakra nyamenipa. We so-called inshira.
So this is the so-called blessing
Papa Isaac edemaneba Esau,
which Isaac the father gave to Esau the son. Repeat what you said.
Asasia sradie enim.
Asasia sradie nim. Mami nchire omu yi. Ekwan bi so no ye fa ne say sradie ena mabribi edori emabribi yakese. So sradie free ho a symbolically ekire say uni any means to prosper.
Now when we usually talk about fat, we construe fat as something that makes the body of a person bloat or become bigger. So symbolically, if you don't have fat, then
se uni sradea na che say eye hardly so betimi a prosper.
So symbolically, if you do not have fat, then it's very hard that you can attain prosperity.
Asase a sradea ni so eye grounds be very difficult.
And so a land without fatness connotes a land of difficulties. That land is arid to the extent that if you plant something, it does not blossom. That land is dry, is arid. That land cannot produce anything of worth.
Deadly.
And so that land is dead.
Any life.
That land is lifeless. Proceed.
Na asasia osuru bosio enwuso. Ana obetena.
Listen carefully.
Second one suni.
This was the second pronouncement.
Osuru bosio symbolically blessings.
Now the dew of heaven symbolizes the blessing of God.
Now she say, Iso betena sasia onyamin shira emahoda.
In other words, Esau was going to dwell on a land or at a place where the blessing of God will not pour down on him.
First point, you know, asasia enisradie.
The first pronouncement, dry grounds. The first pronouncement was a land without fatness. An arid ground, a dry ground, a land without pasture. So you cannot stay on that land and attain success. You cannot have prosperity. And there will be nothing you will do on that kind of land that will prosper. In other words, that land is accursed. That was where Esau was going to dwell.
Point number 2.
Second point.
Baby Esau betenebia osuru bosio nyamishira emanasoda.
The second point was that he was going to dwell on a land without the dew of heaven. The blessing of God was not going to come upon him.
Not just say omuvu free asasi asradie ni so no. Ekwa another land in Posua. Onu duru hona bosio ento ewa asase ne so. Not just say baby obedru bia obelake onyankopon bosio aye onyame blessings.
What it means is that even if he transitions from the arid ground to another place, that other place where he would go to will be a place without the dew of heaven. It means the blessing of God has been cut off from that place.
Not just say ekwan bi so. What
it means is that his name had been struck out from the list of the people who will benefit from God's blessing. He will never stand the benefit of God's blessing until he dies. Proceed. Now his survival was going to be dependent on his sword. Now a sword has two significance. We use it to weed. We use it to cut roots, stumps, trees.
Easy. So be use
and it is not an easy thing when you are using a sword or a machete.
Point number 2. Now,
the second significance of a sword is battle or war.
Anytime you spirit, obi okuta sekan, symbolically, it's not my war.
Now, anytime you see a spirit or somebody wielding a sword in the spirit realm, it's representative of war.
Not just say, obebre ewo ninsano. Point number 2. Obediakon.
So what that pronouncement meant was that he was going to toil or he was going to labor at the works of his hand, and again he was going to wage war.
Naturally, onyankopon blessings onya bida ebiem baby obedru bia so okun behia no.
So it meant that he was not going to benefit the blessing of God, and again wherever he goes to, he would have to battle.
Naturally, baby obedru bia obehia battle means baby obedru bia obehia enemies.
It means that wherever he would go to, there will be battle waiting for him to fight. In other words, wherever he goes to, there will be enemies around him.
Reverend Twaso.
Na wobesum unua. Twaso ebeba se. Se wobo wo ho moden. Kentene wo ho a. Wobeyi ne konua no efiri wo konso.
God bless you. Please. Shall we put our hands together
Reverend Judith?
for Reverend Amu and Lady Reverend Judith? The next pronouncement was that you will be a slave to your brother.
Na obesum ni nua.
And he was going to serve his brother.
Na konua abehye ne mene.
And the next pronouncement was, there is a yoke on your neck.
Na so otimi kentene ne ho a.
But when you are restless,
Ebia konua ne bepai.
then peradventure, maybe you will break the yoke of your neck.
Konua asan hye ne mene.
So in addition to all these, there was a yoke on his neck.
Ma menkyerɛ wade a yoke eye.
Let me tell you the significance of yoke.
Slaves enya use yokes edema wo.
Usually, we put yokes on the necks of slaves.
Obon se hye omo mene.
And you would
Ne bi
see,
go omo nan. Na ye twe omo direction a nea o lead omo no person do omo fa no. Eho eno ombefa. Untimi avoid it because of that yoke.
now, so because there is a yoke on the neck of the slave and there are fetters on his wrist and on his feet, the slave does not have his own will to go his own way. He goes the way of the slave master. Wherever the slave master wants to lead you is where you go. You can't go any way different from that.
Tama yoke ebehye wo mene.
At the time when a yoke is placed on your neck,
Wo life enya wo de abiem.
your life is no longer
Wo
yours.
soul enya wo de abiem.
Your soul is not yours anymore.
Wo spirit enya wo de abiem.
Your spirit isn't yours again.
Wo body enya wo de abiem.
Your body isn't yours anymore.
Obi a take you dominion
Somebody has taken dominion over your life,
and will control life.
and that person is controlling your life.
Sentina ye the handcuff go obi nsa.
That is why anytime someone is handcuffed,
A sign.
it is a,
Say on ne ho.
it is a sign that you are not on your own.
Asɛm bi aba. Ɛyɛ nhwehwɛmu. Sɛ ankoyɛ ama wa. Handcuff ne gu nsa no. Ɛkyerɛ sɛ wobɛkɔ ama ne hunu. Sɛ koyɛ ma ɔde a wobɛtumi ade wo ho.
Now, when there is handcuffs on your wrist, it means that you are a suspect, you are under investigations, and if there is evidence beyond reasonable doubt established against you for the crime preferred against you, then you shall find yourself in hot waters.
Enti yoke ɛgyina nom ɛma nnome.
So a yoke represents a curse.
Yɛnhwɛ nantwie
Now let us see the oxen
a
or
yɛde ne
cattle.
funtum asase.
That oxen that plows the earth or the ground.
Ɔyɛ nea ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ.
That cattle or oxen is doing something it does not want to do.
But only the freedom.
but it has no freedom of its own.
Konua na hye ne mene no.
Because there is a yoke on its neck.
Sa ogitum say onyem po a konua ne be mia no.
Now,
Enti opewompe obeye.
now even if that ox resists and decides not to plow the ground, because there is a yoke that presses firmly on its neck, whether it likes it or not, it must submit and plow the ground.
Enti yoke eyi fa hodie firi wo so.
And so when there is a yoke, the yoke takes your freedom or liberty from you.
Democracy nya djuma.
Now, when there is a yoke on your neck, there is nothing like democracy.
Kabi ma men kabi ni ho.
There is no democracy or freedom of expression.
Nia o hye so no. Nia opese odo ye no e na odo beye.
So you would only submit to your slave master or the one who your oppressor or the one suppressing you.
Enu nti na so nso obi te horse so a.
That is why if you see a man riding on a horse,
Baby a horse ne mpese obekọ no.
where the horse does not want to go,
Yoke na hye horse na no nti.
because of the yoke or the bits in the mouth of the horse,
Nia o control horse no epia yoke na. Direction e befa no eho e na horse ne befa.
with the direction the rider of the horse wants to go, when he pulls the rope, it is that direction the horse will go.
Na che say Esau offer blessings.
So
Every your papa Isaac ho.
Esau, who was earnestly pursuing blessings from his father,
Nia papa de man no ni.
this was the blessing his father gave to him.
Offer blessing.
He was pursuing a blessing,
But we and a wenya.
but this is what he got.
So wo find no ho e wo situation we mu a.
When you find yourself in a situation like this,
E dey na obey.
what shall you do?
Bible say Esau osuin.
The Bible said Esau wept.
Now, yenhwe bibi wo ha.
Now let's take notice of something.
Adentina. Esau, why you so anxious about ne papa blessing?
Why was Esau very anxious pursuing a blessing from his father?
Asa ne papa blessing no, man in life mu a. Bibie ni hono mu a ohwehwe biem e wa asase so.
And it appeared as though the only thing he wanted in life was his father's blessing, and nothing else really mattered.
Na Bible say, na Rebecca ope Jacob asem.
The Bible said Rebecca loved Jacob.
Nti ote say Isaac after the firstborn.
And so
Esau.
when she noticed that Isaac had called Esau his firstborn,
Osi say mimfie kwa animu pa.
he said to him that now my years are well advanced,
Na minim bra. Erade be frɛ me.
and I do not know the time I will go home to sleep with my fathers.
Na me pese mishira wo.
And I want to bless you
Ansa na me free atiasefo asase so.
before the day of my death.
But in shira no eba with request.
Now the blessing is coming with a request.
Komurem
Go to the wilderness
because we are hunter.
because you are a hunter.
Kokum enam a me mepe. Nefa beye aduane a mepe ma me. Na me di wi a na me hyira wo.
Go and hunt for game, come home with it, prepare food that I like, and when I have eaten and I'm satisfied, I will bless you.
Some aduane a mepe na me di a me kra aso dwono. Ehon tono a na me hyira wo.
When I have eaten the food I want, which you will prepare for me, and my soul makes merry, I will bless you.
Wanka say na onyame hyira wo.
He didn't say, then God will bless you.
But o say me na me
He
hyira.
said, then I will bless you.
Mama yenhwe bibi wa ha.
Let us take notice of something.
Isaac nipa.
Isaac was human.
Onye nyame.
He wasn't God.
But ɔse na me mehyira wo.
But he said, then I will bless you.
Jacob obedient.
Now Jacob was obedient
To
the instructions of his mother Rebecca. He did as he was instructed.
And I
know that you are familiar with the story already. That you know the story that his mother said to him, go and slaughter 2 lambs, bring them, let me prepare the soup your father wants. It means that the woman knew the soup that the man loved. You know, when you are with your leader, there are certain things when you do for that leader, you will definitely receive a blessing from him.
First point.
The first one. Get to know, discover what he likes.
Not try your best. And
try that you will do for him everything that he wants.
So yes, when me na numpo
when you do that, even if he does not pronounce a blessing upon you, his spirit or his soul shall bless you.
Enti bomodin so behunu nea wo leader ope.
So you must make every effort to discover what your leader loves.
Try pass so behu sa de.
Make every effort to know that.
Enya bibia na leader pe.
It is not everything your leader wants.
So you
may be thinking that, oh, this thing seems precious, but perhaps that's not what he wants. You must get to know what he likes.
Sir, we are wise.
If you are wise and you don't even know what your leader wants or likes, there are some things which are worthy, they have value, they are precious.
To a sense,
now they are valuable to the extent that nobody will reject that gift or that substance. You see, I am teaching you something, so listen.
How say? Na Esau nso nimni papa pe.
Now Esau also knew what his father loved.
Ti papa na ka kire say, "Ko ne kokum enam ne beye aduane a mepe ema me." Na kire say Esau taya sa de no.
What it meant was that when his father said to him that go kill the game, prepare the food I want for me, it stood to reason that Esau was in the habit of doing it.
Rebecca so ni leader ne Isaac.
Now Rebecca's leader was Isaac because Isaac was her husband. And they have lived together for so long. She has studied him and she got to know what he loved.
Jacob.
And so she said to Jacob, my son, go and slaughter 2 lambs. Bring them to me and I'll prepare the food your father loves. He didn't say I'll prepare any food for your father, but rather the delicacy your father loves. And serve him with it. Because I was eavesdropping on his conversation with your brother, that this is what he has said to your brother, and that if your brother does what he has said, he will bless him. So be in haste.
Now Jacob
spoke out of fear for God to his mother. He said, this thing you want me to do is bad.
Son say,
Because
me papa say, me penny nenye. Also say me ma me papa. Na say me papa find out who say, me Jacob, enye Esau, obeto me.
now he spoke to his mother and said that my father spoke to Esau, my senior brother, to do it so that he will bless him. If I heed what you are saying and I go to do it and my father discovers that I was impersonating my brother, he will curse me.
Me pesa ha we are matured now.
Now I want you to be matured in your mind. Maybe you may disagree with me.
And
I'm not sure whether I should teach you or not. But let me give you a gist of it. I won't go deep. Now, God has given this earth to the sons of men. Listen carefully. This earth, God has given it to the sons of men.
So when you're careful,
if you are not careful,
a
man, not a spirit, a man can possess your blessing. Someone can take your position. Not a demon, not a witch or wizard,
Satan, devil,
not Satan or the devil,
but nipa dasani.
But an ordinary man.
Nipa.
I mean mankind.
So one if
you are not careful,
mankind
can destroy your destiny, and it's not a demon. If you're not careful, someone can take from you what rightly belongs to you, and not a demon. Man. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Somebody will ask, what if God does not permit? Let me say something to you. God, He is God. But if you're not careful, God will sit down quietly and watch.
So one na obia nanim onyam wo nyame anim anansa obia nanim onyam e wa honhom anim so wodi agro obeye bribi ama ebe affect wo abra honhom bia nkasa.
If you're not careful, someone who has got honor in the sight of God or in the sight of spirits, that person will do something, and what he will do can affect you, and no spirit will query what that person has done.
Elijah said,
Elijah said, there shall be no rain. It wasn't God that said to him to say. He said that by my word, there shall be no rain.
Respect now,
because of his level and the respect God accorded him, God was quiet. Even at the time when God wanted to release rain. Let me tell you the fact. He had to sit Elijah down and pamper Elijah. And in other words, plead with him. Negotiate with him. You see, there are certain people.
Now there
are certain people that, according to the principle of creation, there is time for the sun to shine and there is time for the moon to come. But someone can stand and stop the sun from moving, and God will sit quietly.
Jesus can send me.
You see, Jesus said something.
Ɔse me na mepɛ na mede me nkwa to hɔ.
He said, I will. It is my will to lay down my
Na
life.
tama mepɛ mɛsan afa.
And I will take it back.
Read the scriptures ni yɛ wankasa nyame na agye me nkwa afiri me nsam.
Now read the
Ɔse
scripture.
me na mepɛ na mede me nkwa to
He
hɔ.
said-
Na tama mepɛ mɛfa.
He said, it is I who wills to put down my life. He didn't say it is God that is taking my life.
Hɛ yɛ nkurɔfoɔ bi ɔnom a ne wuo tam so mpo so obɛfiri asase yi so. Ne level nti obɛtumi aka kyerɛ Nyankopɔn sɛ sesa no.
Now, there are some people that even if their appointed time to die reaches, because of their level in the spirit, they can say to God, God, adjourn the date of my death.
So
Postpone
wo
it.
ɛba wo so.
When death
Now ne
is
sɛ
coming
nipa
upon
no
you,
hyia. Obetimi a stop spirit of death but wɔyɛ nipa. And aka kyerɛ owuo no sɛ ɔmfiri wo so nkɔ. Owuo ntumi nka daabi.
if death is chasing you and you meet such a man, he can say to the spirit of death, hey, get away. And death will go away, even though he is an ordinary person, an ordinary man.
Jacob say,
Jacob said,
deɛ mekɔyɛ no me papa hu akyerɛ ɔbɛkɛse me.
what I am about to do, if my father discovers that I have come by pretense before him, he will curse me.
Rebecca said, me ba Jacob, me say yeah, no me no emra me so.
And then the mother said, Jacob, I insist, go and do it. Let the curse come upon me.
Busa ho sɛ, kaka bɛn na ɛwɔ Rebecca ɛne adebɔ nyinaa wura ntɛm.
Now ask yourself, what is the relationship? What is
Covenant bɛn na
the
ɛwɔ hɔ.
connection between Rebecca and God?
Ɛkyɛ sɛ maame no ne nasi biribi so.
It meant that the woman had her feet firmly grounded.
Na as time goes on, mɛkyerɛ wo adeɛ bi.
And as time goes on, I would explain something to you.
Ɔka kyerɛ ne ba Jacob sɛ, aboa no a bɛku no no, wo se wo papa ɛnim sɛ wo nua Esau onwi wɔ no ho. Nti sɛ ɔkɔ no ɔde ne nsa fa ho no a wohu nwi a, ma menkyerɛ ɔde ɛyɛ. Mede aboa no nwoma ɛbɛdura wo nsa ataadeɛ. Mede bi bɛdura wo nsa ho. Na mede bi adura wo ho. Na wo nua Esau ne ntaadeɛ kɔkɔfa na fa pum wo ho. Na ne sɛnti nwurawura awidie mu. Because so papa was smart. Na fe kɔ n'anim.
Now, Rebecca said to Jacob, your worry is that your brother is hairy and you are not. And so this is what you should do. The lamb you are going to slaughter, when you bring it, I will put the skin of the lamb on you to cover your body. And my instruction to you is that go and take the covering, the cloth, the cloak of your brother, and cover yourself with it, because your father is a smart man.
Mihu nneɛma mmienu wɔ ha.
There are two things I see here.
Direction.
I see direction.
We mean to find a prophetic direction.
Now, I cannot say this was prophetic direction,
But I met me I can say human direction.
but rather I can say this was human direction.
Mamin can say minjiro.
Listen, let me say something to you.
Obi a ne mu odu.
A man of weight,
Ɔno abɛtumi de ne pɛ. Ɛnyame nkasa nkyerɛ no. Aka to say ye bibi. Udi so na wo ya ubenya results.
now, if that man says to you that go and do something, even if it is not God who has spoken to him, you will do it and you will still get results.
Bible and friend nipa little gods kwa.
Now, the Bible didn't describe men as little gods for nothing.
Hwɛ enipa wo ho. Ye too powerful.
You see, man is too powerful.
Me se udi agora. Onipa obetwi afa wo so.
Now,
Any
if
demon.
you are not careful, man will ride over you, will
Udi
stampede
agora
over you.
ade a wabranya. Obi begye some few minutes.
Now, if you are not careful,
Aye nipa nya spirit.
something you have toiled for, somebody will take it from you within few minutes, and this is man, not spirit.
To me dear. Misro nipa kyerɛ spirit.
Now, to me, I fear men more than spirits.
Me reason ni.
This is my reason.
Metimi di Yesu mogya aka spirit anim.
I can rebuke
Aka
a
demon
spirit
anim.
or a demon
Aka si demon.
by the blood of Jesus and cast the demon out.
But I'm telling you, I hardly saw be cast nipa.
But it is very hard for you to cast a man.
Nipa go. No atiem ha no ko dabi.
Now you
Baka say demon go, but ha no ko.
Now you cannot say to a man, go, and the person will scream frantically and go. But you can say to a demon, go, and the demon will go out from the person.
When a man, great men, strong men,
now,
and your spirit,
who made great men fall? It was not spirits, but they were human beings.
Kokobusa Samson.
Go and ask Samson.
Delilah no your spirit.
Delilah wasn't a spirit.
Kobusa Jesus.
Go and ask Jesus.
Judas no your spirit.
Judas was not a spirit.
I'm telling you, say, hey,
now you must be vigilant. You must be vigilant.
Miniano. Naunim Jacob etie ne mame Rebecca semno.
Now Jacob obeyed the instruction of his mother Rebecca.
Now yeah.
And did according to what he was told.
Which means a way no a scam.
Now this was a scam.
Be
careful, no one will scam you.
Would you agree be best scamming? Why you are back casting over Bempah curse be ama? When you make your person trying to say you are a fool.
Now somebody may scam you, you will pray, you will pronounce curses, and nothing will happen. What God is teaching you is that you must wake up from foolishness and be vigilant.
I didn't know who take it that step. Went here home.
Why were you not sensitive to your spirit when you were about taking that step? To be careful.
Obi bet me as coming on. Obe curse and still no prosper.
Now somebody will scam you, and even if you pronounce curses on the person, the more you pronounce the curse, the more he prospers. That person has defrauded you, has defrauded many people, and that person is still succeeding. And God is in heaven.
When Crawford, almost coming Crawford, and they break it through, and they are Jessica. As I saw a tesono. So, Cassa will be a bravo Frenching, a Pesica Frenching at times, a very difficult. So, sometimes, when I'm in Pesamecano, sometimes, Menkasa Kokobokrono, Antessa Bamra, and Ubedi, Menkasa Koko Sami Obu, Antessa Bamra and Ubedi. But you're wise, you're smart. For one journey, so my one journey, and you're mature. My one journey, mundo.
Now, do you know the number of people who have broken through because they have scammed other people? You see, on this earth, if you want to live a rigid life, sometimes it's very hard for you to experience breakthrough. So, my advice to you is that you must be witty, you must be shrewd. You must apply wisdom and use your brains on earth.
Bounce Jesus.
Put your hands together for Jesus.
Ruth.
Now, what did Naomi say to Ruth?
Naomi can't say Ruth.
Naomi said something to Ruth. Those words she said were not godly. It was not prophetic.
Enye asemu a ema nipa enya nyamsuro ose udru bo asenchen a hwebe no na sekata won nchen na fa hu twitwi no.
Now Naomi said to Ruth that when you get to where Boaz is sleeping, lay your bed or put your cloth right beside where he's sleeping and go close to him and rub your body on his.
On castle penguin cram and wine nana sunyane samo.
Now serve him with wine and let him be tipsy.
Na ni na achi no ewie root ye enam saa de enti
Now-
ba honamu no wan hwe abeka se Naomi kire root akire bone he tie
Now you may say that Naomi was teaching Ruth what was wrong, but it ended well for Ruth. Listen.
me pacho who se bibi e bone who se bibi e bone
Now to you something is sinful.
se me wie sa preaching bi about 3 weeks time me preaching bi o dem man ma wahunu kwan ya nyame fa so no obi anante eso kwan ya nyame fa so no obi anante ade a wo ye nyame betia se e bone no nyame be mu obi aye no ahira no.
Now after this series I'm treating, I'll be treating a series on how God relates with every person. There are certain things God will say to you, and He will make them prohibitory for you. When you do them, there will be punishment. But another person, God will say those things. God will say the same thing to the person and instruct the person to do it, and that will be the source of his blessing.
The message na be wie
I'm about to end my message today, and we'll continue next week.
No me ne mra me so.
She said, "Let the curse come upon me."
Ko na ko ji nhira no.
He said, "Go and take the blessing."
Oduru ho e no say papa sorry fru kata so tenase na didi. Say na Jacob e kan.
Now when Jacob got to Isaac's presence, he said, "Daddy, sit up on your bed. Food is ready."
And Isaac say,
And Isaac said,
na se sia no watimi akonwuram. Ankokuma boade aba sesi abaye aduane de abrɛ me.
"How is it that within this short moment you have been able to go to the wilderness? You have caught game, killed it, brought it home, prepared my favorite food for me, and you have brought it to me."
Ti asema Jacob kan e.
Listen to what Jacob said.
Jacob onyame din da no so no. Ti asema kan e.
Now listen to what Jacob said.
Jacob ka kire ne papa Isaac say,
Jacob said to Isaac his father,
nyame ma aboa bi be hia me ntem nyame e ma aboa be hia me onwura mu ho ntem ena metimi ku no nyame won so asa ade akɔhye nyame.
Now Jacob said, "It is the doing of the Lord. It was God that brought me that animal very early when I got to the wilderness, and I killed it. This is the handiwork of God."
Wan kasa ne maame osi nyame esu nyame nya he aya ne maame esu osi nyame.
He didn't say his mother told him. He said it is God, but God had done nothing.
I'm talking about Isaac and Jacob.
They can suffer Isaac.
So we name Isaac level.
You already know the level of Isaac in the
but
spirit.
on your miss one kasa nkyere Isaac say, "Hey, dear Jacob ya no poa
Now-
na me aka na no tomu." Ladies and gentlemen, me se wan hwe yi a wo ho onipa dasani obeje o shebre amenyame ayedi.
Now, in spite of the level of Isaac in the spirit, God didn't come to Isaac and say to him that, "Hey, Jacob is telling lies." You see, the point I am making to you is that if you're not careful, a man will possess your blessings.
O say, "O kasa semi Jacob ben me."
Now, Isaac said, "Your voice is Jacob's voice."
O ben no say, "Ah, but who sent no? I am be Esau."
But when Jacob got close to Isaac, he said, "The odor around you is the odor on Esau,
O hu nyi so
and the
I am
hair
be Esau.
and the hair on your body is the hair of Esau, my son."
But sent no scam. Body scam.
But the body and the odor was a scam.
Okasa te say Jacob.
He
But the
spoke
body
like
te say
Jacob,
Esau.
but his body and odor was that of Esau.
Ebra me di message bi si
As I'm about to end today's message,
eduru tembi a se wo
Sometimes-
kokofori dia. Nkrofo atwa ho ahia wonnim wo no ka kire wo se wo kotakrade.
see, sometimes if there are people around you and you don't know them, if you are going to Koforidia, tell them you are going to Takrade.
Enyo bia no so ka otirim adwene kire
You
no.
see, you must not expose your intentions every time to someone.
Enyo bia no so ka otirim e kire no.
It is not everyone you should tell your dream.
Enyo bia no so o man hu no purpose in life.
It is not everyone
Vision
you
in
should
life.
let or she know of your purpose or vision in life?
Because nkrofo be a living devils.
Because there are some people who are living devils.
They have body, but they are devils. But why a devil?
The person will smile with you, but that person is the devil's incarnate.
But why a devil?
That person will eat from the same bowl with you, but that person is the devil's incarnate. And so don't pour out your heart too much.
Kasa, to say Jacob, but my body yet to say Esau.
You should speak like Jacob, but let your body be like Esau. Sometimes you must behave like somebody who has crossed eyes. You are looking here, but in actual sense, you are looking the other direction.
Because the
people who are with us and we move about with every time, we don't know what is in their mind. There is something we call envy and hatred and jealousy.
I am spirit and but nipa flesh.
You see, usually spirits are not envious and they are not jealous, but human beings are jealous and envious.
Nah, lo and behold, I say me ba, Branham kiss you. Send no person otie sentinel.
Now he said to him, "My son, come, let me kiss you." He wanted to inhale the odor on his body.
I say, "Nyame ankasa ankyere Rebecca."
You see, God did not speak to Rebecca.
Calculations. Ehunu say, "Oh papa, we smart minimum no." Say the tibia obese da kasa ben no obehua ho sent because onim ho sent enim ne ba iso so ho sent na ni afra ba ne hwene nsi.
So Rebecca was intelligent, and so she was able to predict in her mind all the things that Jacob's father is likely to do. She knew that Isaac was intelligent also, and chances that he would ask Jacob to come close for him to verify whether Jacob was really Esau was great. So even though he is blind, his senses of smelling was not off.
Enti Rebecca we arrangement ni ye.
And so Rebecca,
from head to toe.
Rebecca organized the whole thing nicely from beginning to end.
Know how to organize yourself well.
I'm going to end right here and resume next week from here. You must learn how to organize yourself.
Prayer is good.
Fasting
is good.
To
be a spiritual person is good. But sometimes physically, learn how to organize yourself well. Next week,
we'll continue next week.
Say Jacob and
we'll see whether Jacob received the blessing. And let us see what happened when Esau came. And you must learn lessons that will guide your life.
Jesus.
Amen.